That's good.
So hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special guest with me, one of my best friends, Catherine, and we are in a beautiful setting today. We are at the St Andrew's Botanical Gardens where the weather is just absolutely stunning today.
Amazing.
And I'm so glad the sun decided to come back out. What I wanted to kind of start off talking about today was uni and uni experiences. So first thing I wanted to kind of go over was being a woman at university.
Ah, yes.
This is becoming more apparent to me, I think, just because of the fact that now St Andrews Survivors is a thing. I'm feeling the impacts of things that are happening to girls around us a lot more strongly.
Yeah.
When I applied to come to St Andrews, I was under the impression that this is, the safest university in the UK, and that's one of the reasons that I was like, yeah, I'm 100% gonna be so good here. And then obviously in my first year, as you know, I was assaulted. It just makes you think about what's actually really going on.
Yeah. It's all kind of behind closed doors almost, and that's why Survivors is so good, because it kind of it's finally presented the situation. And the reality is that we do, like any university, this is not exclusive to St Andrews, we do have a problem. I was having a discussion with a friend back home about all of this, and she comes from a university where if you get assaulted or something, it's by a gang of guys in an alleyway.
Oh my god.
And that kind of thing. But she, around St Andrews, it's kind of people you know, manipulating you and all that kind of stuff. No, it's really good that Survivors is kind of happening. It's kind of opened our eyes.
And also I find that even with Survivors, I'm thinking to myself, how many stories are there, how many people are there who are not coming forward and who are not telling people about what's happened to them? How many people are still in denial about the things that have happened to them?
Well, I posted my first story 3 months ago now or something, 2-3 months ago. Still isn't on.
Yeah.
And they've been posting pretty much
Every
three times a day.
Yeah.
Religiously, and that kind of, I think, goes to show that this is not just nothing. This is something that has to be taken seriously.
With the fact that the uni hasn't been giving the response that we want.
No.
There have been a lot of problems, mostly to do with the fact that there's no accountability. They haven't said anything about how they're going to change their counsellors' approaches and student services. As someone who didn't report what happened to them, I still feel outraged about this, because what if I had gone to them? What if I had said, no, I want accountability, and then they just wouldn't have done anything?
Personally, with my stories, I feel very trapped in that I know for a fact that because I try and normalise everything and pretend that I'm okay even though I'm really not, I know for a fact that if I went there with my stories, they would just tell me that I need to be stronger, and that he didn't know, but the reality is that he just ignored them. He just ignored the signs.
It's something that has been very much ingrained in our society. It's very much a female mentality now, where coupled with feelings of worthlessness and voicelessness, together with perhaps issues with body image and self-esteem, that's really coupled together. Because for me, my eating disorder only came after my assault. The binging, I never purged, but the binging, and then the excessive orthorexia of just focusing way too much on what I was eating and how much I was going to the gym. I was very lucky. I'm in a very good place now, to the point where I can talk about this freely. And I know that there are girls who are not in a good place, or girls who are in denial, because I was in denial for such a long time.
Well, it took me a week to process. I've only just processed these things.
You didn't even tell me for a week after it had happened.
Yeah, it's insane. But no, with eating disorders and stuff, mine kicked in year 13. That's the right year, isn't it? It was kind of just because I felt so out of control with academics and very stressed, and I felt like the one thing I could control was what I was eating. And I had this obsession with losing weight, but then you know that I'm lazy and don't like exercise. So I was like, how do you lose weight without doing exercise? You don't eat. And it was a bad time and everything. I came to uni and I was feeling better about myself. But then the more times that guys have taken advantage and crossed the line and all that kind of stuff, the more I'm just I want a guy who will actually love me and the only way to get a guy to love you is to be skinny. So, which is obviously just not a thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have to do what you have to do to kind of get past it, even if it is hella unhealthy and you need to stop it.
All girls go through this where you'll have that time of the month where you're just feeling shit about everything.
Yeah.
And then you look in the mirror and you're like picking out all these parts that are fucked up and
Yeah.
not at their best. I want to know if men do this.
I think that it obviously does happen with men. I don't know if it's outrageous to say it's less common, because obviously men tend to not come forward with problems like this.
Exactly.
So it's really like with everything like this kind of area of topics, it's really difficult to like actually give statistics, because so much stuff is not talked about, is hushed down, is unreported, all these kind of things, more than guys than you'd think.
I remember I had a friend back in school. I don't know if he was ever really insecure about it. He probably was. If he was, like, he never really let on that much, but he was quite underweight, and this was like just metabolism. It just happens. It's the opposite for us. So it's the ideal of being skinny, like, and now also being thick at the same time.
Oh God, don't.
Like, everything changes every 10 years.
Yeah.
Fashion changing.
Fewer and fewer guys are like interested in boobs now.
Yeah.
I don't
Everyone's
notice
a
that.
bum guy.
I know, and I'm just like,
Which, like,
excuse me.
Thank you.
Excuse me. I haven't got this. I've got this. Can you just cut me some slack?
It's okay, you can find a boob guy. Like, they're...
They exist.
No, but the whole, like, body dysmorphia situation, I think that happens to both men and women quite frequently.
Definitely.
It's a feeling of being out of place with your physical body.
Yeah.
Even honestly, myself, literally, last night, I was looking in the mirror, and I haven't said this to anyone, but I was looking in the mirror, and I was just like, you were meant to be here by now. You were meant to have reached this goal by now. But really, what is this goal? The goal should be to be healthy and happy and fit, not to look like a model or, you know. And the funny thing is, everyone edits their photos anyway.
Yeah. This is the thing, it's just, you can't, like, what you see on social media just isn't realistic.
Instagram models are not even Instagram models at this rate.
Well, for me, like, because I hit puberty at the age of, like, 1,000, so, like, well, my period didn't start till I was 16. I didn't have any sort of boobage until, like, 14, 15.
And now she's huge.
Thank you. I was always really self-conscious.
I got my period when I was 11.
I feel for you. That's
I know,
not nice.
That's sad, right?
But no, like I grew up just feeling so out of place because like all of these girls were like had like their figures already, and boys were like obviously interested in them because they had the figures, and I was just there like flat-chested, flat buns, just like looking like a 2-year-old, combined with my annoying personality.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
Going more into looks, I think one of the things that we've chatted about this before actually, is the perception of blondes. And especially because you're in physics, so there are fewer women in STEM subjects. As a woman in a STEM subject who is also blonde, I'm sure you have many stories to say about that, because you're a very smart girl. I think the perception should be that anyone going to St. Andrews is smart. Amongst the smart people, there are also really smart people, and I would class you as one of them.
Oh, thank you. Stop it.
She's doing this at me as if like her grades don't speak for it, and she isn't like direct entry like a year ahead of us.
So at university, I haven't had a huge number of issues. One of the most memorable though is just I've been talking to like guys who are friends, and they literally like flick their eyes down at my boobs, and I'm just like, excuse me, it's up here. I never call them out on it because like I'm too scared, because I don't want to be called attention seeking, and this is something that's like a real issue.
Fucked up.
If I talk about like the discrimination I face on a daily basis, I'm told to just kind of get over it because like things are so much better than they were, and it's still not right, but like
I was having conversation, I don't know did I tell you about this, but the difference between third world feminism and first world feminism.
This the other day.
We had this chat the other day. We're chatting about extremities, and that of course the immediate attention needs to be going to women in third world countries who are being murdered for being a woman.
Well, I saw something about someone like going to prison for like 30 years because they had had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Not even an abortion, like a miscarriage that you can't control. Which is
because it's considered like killing your baby.
It's mad.
Isn't that crazy?
It's horrific. Like, you put things into perspective like that. We are so lucky.
We are lucky.
But then getting sexualized in A-level classes.
Getting sexualized, not being offered the same paycheck and opportunity as well. Sure, we can have an argument and say that there could be various amount of reasons why there are more male leaders, male CEOs, all of that, but essentially it does come down to the patriarchy.
It comes down to girls not being encouraged. And also this is another thing that's really, really common in women, and it's imposter syndrome. So I have it really, really badly, and we constantly feel like we're not good enough, and at some point someone's going to find out that we shouldn't be at university, we shouldn't be studying physics at university, for example, and they're just going to call me out on it, and I'm going to be like, and then they're going to be like, get
Well, you know what
out.
it reminds me of? It reminds me of like dystopian novels where everything is kind of so backward, yet it's forward.
Or not, pass me again.
So the mindset is backward, but the progressiveness, it's set in the future.
Oh yes, okay, I know what you mean.
So
Yeah.
I did a post about femicides. Funnily enough, it did not receive a lot of likes. It did not receive a lot of attention. The attention it did get was mainly from women.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful to all the boys who like saw it and liked it, and to the boys who messaged me as well. Thank you for that. The thing is, it is an important issue. As much as we like to think that we have equality, we were talking about this as well a couple months ago. Traveling. We went to Paris together by ourselves, had a great time.
It was amazing, phenomenal.
But then think about this. Let's say we wanted to go to Brazil.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to.
No.
Or Argentina. And yeah, I actually read a post yesterday. It asked women on the page what they would do if men didn't exist for a day. They said we'd go for a walk at midnight. It's so odd, the paranoia. Because it's so weird. Like you shouldn't be feeling that
No.
amount of paranoia when you walk around.
So I come from like a really small town.
Yeah.
And I was walking around at 6 o'clock at night one evening, and it was during the winter, so it was dark, but like it was 6 o'clock. Like, can we calm down, please? I walked past this group of boys, and I was along the main road, but it was quiet because like small town and everything. And they were just sitting at this bus stop, and there must have been like 5 or 6 of them. And as I was walking past, like one of them got up and stood in front of me and was just like was chatting me up and all that kind of shit. And I walked past.
We got honked at the other day.
We did get honked at the other day. But no, that guy followed me as well. Like he followed me, like literally ran after me.
Mate.
It was terrifying.
Mate, I cannot.
Absolutely terrifying. And like ever since then, like whenever that was back when I used to have to pick up my little brother from primary school from after school club, and that would be like dark because especially in winter, I was walking around with my keys in between my fingers like that.
I mean, think about this. We have a park here that is nicknamed by the students Rape Park because of the things that have happened in that park. At this point, you just have to address the issue head on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm laughing and whatever, but it is a serious issue.
It's a serious issue. It's not okay.
I think what stings the most is the fact that the university doesn't acknowledge that all these problems are going on.
Yeah, they're intent on kind of not necessarily burying it, but just hushing it down. And when like my most recent like assault happened, I told my parents, which is the first time I've ever told them about anything. It's after it happened. So I told them, and they made me like contact student services, which I did. And I called them up, and they sent me an email back saying like, this is the kind of process, and like we advise you not to tell us who it is unless you want to report it, because if you tell us who it is, then unless you're sure you want us to carry through with it. And they said that if I didn't want to press charges, the only thing they could do is sit down with him and ask him for his side of the story. And if it doesn't match up, I don't know what's going to happen.
Because that's going to be so helpful.
Exactly, like he's going to sit in there and lie his arse off. And I found out since like I kind of actually gave the name out to a few friends, that he's done this to other girls. Other girls have problems with him.
Have you?
Yeah. And he was like, I know a lot of girls who've had problems with him. And I'm just like, I was scared of rebelling as well.
You were a good child.
I was a great child. I'm awesome.
I
But,
was until I turned 17 and then started sneaking out of the house.
You snuck out of the house?
Yeah, to meet my boyfriend at the time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Four times I snuck out to meet my first boyfriend, and then the 5th time was a guy that I was friends with, and I stuck out to me.
Nah.
Honestly, I was bricking it the whole time, so I don't even know why I did it. Oh, to be fair, when I did it, the first time I did it, I was bricking it, and the last time I did it, I was. But the other times with my boyfriend, I wasn't, because I didn't even leave my compound. Like
I feel like when you do it a couple of times, it becomes kind of like routine. Not that
Yeah.
I've ever done it ever, because I'm a good kid. And also, there's no way to
I'm
sneak out
still
my
a
bedroom
good
window.
kid. I just
Also, there's no one to sneak out to. No one likes me like that.
Catherine, no. I know 2020 has been really shit for everyone.
Look.
It's been a really good time of reflection for me personally. Like, I've grown a lot. We've had this discussion well about personal growth.
Yeah.
And that personal growth has transitioned into my life at uni as well. Even though yesterday I did have a moment of looking in the mirror and going, oh shit. Essentially, you need to love yourself no matter what. You need to feel good about the state that you're in. We're not all going to be Victoria's Secret models. That's just not going to happen. As much as, you know, we'd like that, they barely eat anything. I love food. So I'm not going to give up food to be a Victoria's Secret model.
Some people just don't naturally have the body type for it. Like,
sometimes we become too preoccupied with uni life, and there's a certain expectation. I don't know if you feel this too. There's this expectation to do well in academics, to be social, to be successful. There's a lot of pressure to be successful.
Yeah, and then you've also got to find a social, like, you've got to have that social life as well as like doing well in everything, and like it's stressful. And like I like suffer probably worse than most people because the whole dyslexia. Nothing goes in.
What is it like to be at uni and have this disability?
Like, the university are pretty good with it. So I've got a couple of like things in place. So I've got my own printer and laptop and everything that I got from the government. And I've got like a study skills tutor once a week, and she's a freaking legend. I love her to pieces. But like, especially I think in physics, there's very little leeway given. And I have made this point several times to people, and like I put it on like surveys and stuff about like modules, because there's this one module I did last year, so in third year, it's called transferable skills, and in that module we have to write an essay, which I'd never done in physics before really. It's difficult. So I had the essay and I had to give a talk, and it just means like a lot of research. Like, I was in the library for like 4 hours every night trying to do research, and I felt like I was getting absolutely nowhere because I can't read, I can't understand the things I'm reading. Like, and everybody's dyslexia is different. This is another thing. Because like I'm not bad with visuals, but I'm really, really bad with processing.
You're really good at reading fast though.
This is the thing, it's so strange.
It is very strange,
so
because
strange.
she responds to text so quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, that's so interesting. But then
as soon as it gets to large chunks of text, and also, you know, my spelling is shite.
Yeah.
It's horrific. It's always been a problem. I don't understand apostrophes. It's really difficult because like I also get these funky visuals where I get like white lines between words, and all I can fixate on is the pattern the white lines is making. And it's really funky.
It's like art, isn't it?
It's like a messed up brain art, yes. But it does make it difficult to kind of read and concentrate on what you're reading. And I didn't realise, because I only got diagnosed halfway through my first year here, because, so I had a test.
Wait, what?
Yes. Yeah, see, I got tested in primary school because I was having issues with apostrophes.
And reading.
And like I couldn't, so whenever we'd have to do like circle time and like take turns reading out loud in a book, I would despise it with a passion. I know what the words are saying, sort of.
Yeah.
But I can't get them out.
Yeah.
And it still happens, like to this day it still happens. So I had a test when I was in like year 5, I think, because my parents were like, yeah, enough's enough, like we need to get this tested. And it came back as negative because it wasn't a proper test. It was just like the learning support people just almost experimenting. Wasn't sure even what was going on at the time. And it came back as negative, obviously. I kind of struggled a lot with anything involving English, which was pretty much everything. The only subject that I was really confident in was maths, despite being doing physics now. Like, because physics at GCSE is just writing.
The thing is, I've wanted to talk to you about disabilities because I don't have any disabilities when it comes to learning. I just think it's a perspective that is common enough to talk about, but also rare enough that other people don't really know what it's like.
It's actually impossible to explain to someone. It's impossible to explain.
Yeah.
Another thing that I get, this is the biggest thing I suffer from, and it's brain fog. A normal person, if they get overloaded with information, they just kind of, obviously, it's too much, they just stop because like you can't. Do you ever get brain fog?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's brain fog, but I will get about 2 weeks into the semester, I start getting brain fog, and that lasts until the end of the semester, and everything I take in doesn't really go in. I can't think, I can't process, because it's like a blocked drain. That's one of my worst symptoms, up there with processing. So the reason that I ended up getting tested is because I was doing bank stuff with my dad, and I had to read out a series of numbers, and I couldn't read them out. I can't say number after number or letter after letter, and it's not that they switch places on paper, they switch places in my mind. It's so strange because like I can see
what it is,
but I can't say what it is.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like when you read text, you respond quickly, and it's that sense of like you've clearly understood what it is, and you're responding to me. Let's say you were asked to like say that out loud, it would be different.
It would be different, and it's so weird. I went to a bar with my friend, and we had a little couple of drinks. But like before I'd even ordered anything, she didn't want to order anything, so I did the ordering. It was this drink called UB40, I think. So like it was basically just like,
what the fuck is that?
I don't know. I said it like out loud to the waiter, and I was just like,
it just wasn't coming out.
It wasn't coming out,
Yeah.
and I swear to God, I was sober. But this is the first drink we ordered. Like I was sober.
It's just a cognitive skill.
It's a cognitive thing that I just don't have.
I think definitely with like,
I think definitely it takes time to adjust to what's going on in your life and the different things that are taking place.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, this was just took 18 and a half years to get 18 and 3/4 years to get diagnosed.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope this was interesting for you. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't so already. More content will be coming in the weeks to come. That is so not good. There will be more content. Please subscribe. I love you all dearly. And have a lovely Wednesday, because this is when this is being posted. So,
Toodles.
but this is not my angle, so that's great.
That's fine. It's fine. Lovely.
Also, I just wanted to showcase the wine that we have today, which is very lovely, that I just found.
So good.
I think before I came to St. Andrews, I was very much wait for those kids to leave. I said that really weirdly.
That was a very weird.
I'm gonna say that again and then cut it and pretend like I didn't even say it that way. Don't be scared of a bee. It's just a bee. I have a bee on my shirt, so we should be safe. Also, I'm tipsy. This is great.
Bollocks. I'm too tipsy to remember names. Like, I've never actually out loud admitted this to anyone. So again, cut. But no.
This whole video is just gonna be
cut.
cuts. I wasn't popular in school. Big surprise to everyone.
Same.
Big surprise.
We found each other. It's fine. I'm gonna start again with that because you cannot put that in. I will murder you.
No.
No.
Okay. We refuse to let that be. Okay, listen. I know 2020.
Actually, that is also a lie. I got asked that once by said no, so I'm gonna stop now.
I know 2020.
Oh my God! I got random crap on my back.
Can I just speak for a moment? Yeah, I accidentally spilt wine.
Oh my God. That is waste of wine.
I'm drunk.
You're not drunk already. Come on. You're at least tipsy.
I haven't drank since March.
This is true.
I'm drunk. I just felt it was important to mention. I'm so drunk.
I'm enjoying talking to the calendar.
I'm so drunk.
I said calendar, not camera.
it's fine. Just keep going. I swear they thought we were a couple.
Probably. My baby. Oh. She's basically every week.
Oh fuck!
Oh my God.
It's okay. Wait.
So we're good.